Hello everyone. This video we will talk about the 7 characteristics of useful information. These characteristics are qualities that information should possess to be useful in a business environment. In order for information to be useful, it must be relevant, reliable, complete, timely, understandable, verifiable, and accessible. Relevant information has little value if it is not relevant to shareholder. They want to know that the information can make a difference in their decision-making process. And also, information should be relevant to the purpose for which it is required. It must be suitable. What is relevant for one manager may not relevant for another. The user will become frustrated if information contains data irrelevant to the task in hand. And they will not give information that is irrelevant to the user. For example, a market research company may give information on users' perception of the quality of a product. This is not relevant for the manager who wants to know opinions on relative prices of the product and its rivals. The information gained would not be relevant to the purpose. Next is reliable. Does the information reflect what actually happened in the organization, or does the information reflect what would make the financial statements look good in the end? So when we talk about reliable, like, can I rely on this? Kind of like, I asked you to do something for, in the sense, I rely on you to do that, or I'm gonna upset because you're gonna blow it up and not actually do it. So we're talking about information. Is the information provided to you reliable, or is it just blow up? Like, I want a reliable financial statements or reliable reporting so that I can make decision. Reliability deals with the truth or information, or the objectivity with which it is presented. You can only really use information confidently if you are sure of its reliability and objectivity. So, incompleteness. Does the financial statement include all the information necessary for faithful representation of the economic phenomenon that it purports to represent? So, is it complete? Like, do you have a complete, or is it an information complete as much as possible? Just want to make sure that information is complete. This is specifically targeted to financial statement. All journal entry are supposed to happen in the financial statement that will be reported. If the financial statement is missing, like a black out transaction, then that is not complete. Financial statement is not accurate, reliable, and is not relevant because it has wrong numbers. So just want to make sure that information is complete, or as much complete as possible, so we can make a better decision.
Another characteristic of useful information is its timeliness. Timeliness is the idea that financial statements are issued in a timely manner to the end of the period. So when we talk about timely, it's about getting this information quickly enough, or getting this information 2 or 3 months, or even 2 years. Having information that's timely is very important because we're trying to be agile to what's going on the marketplace, or if there's adjustment that needed to be conducted or act upon. Then the next one is the understandable or understandability. Understandability is the idea that information is written in a way that a person who has a basic knowledge of business can understand. It's not that we want this to be very basic, but we would expect a manager who comes into their role as a manager to understand basic business topics and languages, because legitimately they should have that type of knowledge and tools set in order to be a manager. Now, when we provide information to them, we should make sure that it's understandable. We don't expect to be able to take our information and give it to someone who's never had a business class or we've never had business experience at all. But we would expect that information that we do provide a person with basic business knowledge can understand. And if we make it too complicated, or we make it too technical, then that doesn't really help us and help them, which might impair their professional judgment or decision making, or even us will suffer. Now, we also want to make sure that we have information that's verifiable. So, verifiable or verifiability is financial statement is the ability for another account to replicate the same work and get substantially similar results. So when we talk about verifiability, we're talking about the idea that can someone else do our job, so we can step away from our job or for a second and someone else comes in and replicate everything that we do. Now, notice that I didn't say exact result, because remember that accounts have some degrees of freedom as far as how they look at information or data that they are given. That's called professional judgment. Like that professional judgment, for example, allows me to say that, you know what, I'm gonna treat it like this, even though someone might treat it like this. So we do want some similarities or similarity to the information, but we don't need exact when it comes to verifiability. And then last is the accessible or accessibility. Accessible means how or why is the accessibility of the information or the financial reporting, and it is in the format that they can use. So when we look at accessibility, it's about placing or formatting the financial report or business information in a right way or in a right place for the exact personnel to have access. Like for example, if the manager needs some information, they can easily access the information needed for them to make decisions. And for instance, we might have an ERP system or enterprise resource management system or enterprise resource planning system, or an ERP system that we've delegated certain people can see and certain people can't see the information. So that's for the accounting or the accessible characteristic of useful information. So that would be all in the characteristics of useful information.
The overview. Xero is a cloud-based accounting software based out of New Zealand that has been giving QuickBooks a run for its money since 2006. Xero is a robust accounting solution with sophisticated accounting features, ample reports, 800 plus integrations, and unlimited users. Unlike QuickBook Desktop, Xero also has the mobility and modern UI of cloud-based software. The software has 2 million users and is primary accounting solution for over 16,000 accounting firms. The company has recently added a project management feature, which was one of the most significant drawbacks previously. 180 countries has been using Xero and some integrates 800 plus add-on apps. Xero ranked first in the world's most innovative growth companies year 2014 and 2015. The most required knowledge is from accountants and bookkeepers, and this was according to jobstreet.com. Xero in terms of relevance, reliableness, and completeness. Xero allows more relevant reporting, like all accounting packages do. A lot of standard reports like a profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flows, etc. Xero allows both set the system up in a way that creates and allows standard reporting to give more meaning to the business. That is in terms of relevance. In terms of reliableness, Xero accounting software delivers high integrity accounting such as Xero's wide range of security and detection measures, enables tracking of who does what and if issues are detected, alerts are raised, and tools such as the assurance dashboard, reports on activity, accounting transactions, and journal help advisors monitor the integrity of data in Xero. In terms of completeness, about its integration with other apps, it makes the information complete such that Xero has no payroll thing, but with the integration of Gusto, Xero can provide it now.
Another characteristic of a useful information that a Xero accounting software has is timeliness, because it has a real-time visibility of their financial position and performance. One of the key features of a Xero accounting software is the currency conversion, which from time to time it's also updating to sustain the characteristic of useful information as timeliness. Second thing is all about understandability. The tools within Xero to adjust that reporting are very intuitive and simple to use, smart and secured, which makes the information easy to understand. It tailors as well smart financial reports and budgets to understand and track what matters most. The other things are verifiability and accessibility. So the first one is verifiability. So the history and notes activity report at the bottom of every transaction screen lets you monitor information about the document, such as if the invoice was copied from a code, who created and approved the invoice, and when. If you've sent an automatic payment reminder for an invoice, the email address, date, and time it was sent also appear on the screen. So you can add notes such as the expected payment date. So Xero can track bills, including recurring bills. You can also copy bills and edit them instead of creating new ones from scratch. Lastly, accessibility. So in terms of accessibility, the information are accessible in a way such as business finance that can be accessed anytime from any internet-connected device, includes phone, tablet, or computer. Give staff access to the areas they need to do their job and may invite advisor to collaborate within the business.